Hey, what's up everybody? Chef DeMarco here. Today's going to be a full commentate video on how to break down a chicken. I did not film an intro or an outro to this, so we're kind of winging it. But let's get started. This is a full chicken, 2.5 pounds. I'm just showing off my knives here. This is my boning knife, roughly 4 to 5 inches, and my paring knife as well, which is like 3 to 4 inches. So first I start by just making an incision down the breast line, going to one side. That's the side I'm going to start with. I start passing the blade down through the breast line, following the breastbone, which is like the sternum of the chicken. Just making small incisions down and around, making sure I make fluid cuts. You kind of want to make a wing motion at the top of the breast so you can kind of get down by the wishbone. The wishbone is basically the collar of the chicken. So I don't finish the one side of the breast. I like to go to the other side and do the same thing. I'm just showing the cross section of it at the moment. There is a little bit of meat on there, but I get pretty close to the rib cage of the chicken. You want to make sure you get the most yield out of your chicken. Obviously, if you're going to be doing this, you already know how much more you get out of it than the store. If you would buy, like, let's say, a couple pounds of chicken breast, it's a lot more expensive than buying a whole chicken and butchering it yourself. So after that, I like to pull the skin off, and you get a tenderloin as well as a breast. It's pretty good size. Here's how you take the tenderloin off. It's pretty easy just to rip off. You can cut it, but it just comes off just like that. You can leave it on there for a bigger breast, or you can save the chicken tenders for something else. You do get 2 pieces per chicken, so let's say you get like 2 breasts, 2 thighs, 2 wings, 2 drums, and everything of that nature. So you're gonna have 2 of everything. Next step, I flip it over. I check out the oyster. You see it's like almost like the love handle. Here you go, and you can see you can almost pop it out with your fingers. It's right above the thigh, right below the backbone. I like to show it off too so you guys can see that it's right there. I just pop them out. I think I make an incision with the paring knife to make it a little easier. Yeah, I'm just showing off the imprint of the oyster that it's called into the thigh. From then on, I just follow the backbone and just simply make nice fluid cuts to make sure the thigh comes off. And you can see where the imprint is of the oyster. You want to make sure you get the oyster because it's nice dark meat. If you really like, let's say like breaded chicken, that's going to be one of the best things to have when you have it breaded. Once you get the oyster out, you're going to follow the back line and you're just going to cut across, making sure you get the most thigh meat out of that. So that's going to be the quarter of the chicken. That is 1/4 of the chicken. That is the thigh and the drum connected. There's the second one. So that's basically the bottom half taken care of, obviously keeping all the spine and the bottom part intact. I'm going to go ahead and cut that off right at the bottom, making sure that it goes through the spine, and that's going to be used for your chicken stock. Next part is just taking care of the wings. You're going to want to find where the bones come together, almost like the shoulder. And then I like to just pop them out to make it a little easier, and you can almost see it where it pops. From then on, you're just going to want to cut across it. You're going to see that the fat line's pretty visible, so you can just go right down the middle of that. And do the same thing on the other side. And then from then on, you can basically take the entire carcass of what you have left, freeze it, put it in the freezer, or make chicken stock right away. From right now, I have like a couple gallons of chicken stock in the freezer already, so I'm just going to freeze the whole carcass until I get like 2 or 3 and make a very large batch of the chicken stock I like to do in the previous video. From this point on, I'm going to take the wingtips off. There's really nothing you can do with the wingtips. You can fry them, but there's not a lot of meat on them, and that's just the part above the wing. And I basically just use it for stock, so I'll throw it in with the carcass and I'll just freeze it together. This part's kind of tricky too. There's really no good piece or part where you can cut through, so you just kind of have to go for it. And then I just follow the same thing on the other end for the airline wing. I just basically cut that off as well. Perfect for stock. You can fry those up like chicken wings, but like I said before, there's not a ton of meat on there. But let's say if you have a couple of them, people would like that. It's like a small drum, and it's got some connective tissue, so you have to be careful. So that's one wing, one small wing. Do the same thing for the other one. Make an incision at the top, cut around, go right through. Take the airline bone out, and then I follow with the wingtip. Second wing. So I basically only fry, or I like to oven roast the drumsticks and the wings. I don't really like to fry them in like a deep fryer. If we have like a broaster handy, then I'll just go that route. Next you have the bottom quarter. This is just one of them. Follow the fat line, go right through the kneecap, I would like to say, of the chicken, and cut through. And that's going to finish the video. You have 2 thighs, 2 drumsticks, 2 breasts, 2 tenders, and 2 wings. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a good day.